What makes me sad is even in trying to adjust to be at least more of what certain people wanted, they still fired me.
Ryan Clark getting fired from ESPN. Were you familiar with that?
Yeah. That's been going through the media all week. From him, Cam Newton, to about 4 or 5 more.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation, but it was something that he said. He came out, they dropped the episode, I believe, today on the Pivot Podcast. Shout out to the Pivot Podcast. And I did want to highlight something that he said.
What makes me a little bit sad about myself is I did adjust who I was to try to keep my job. I did have meetings with people and say, okay, what is it that you need from me? Not the analyst. The analyst he was damn good, right? If you care about the person that's on TV, what is it you need from me? Because I want to do that. I want to build a relationship. I want to involve you in the things I'm doing. You know, man, like this show, for 3 years, bro, we never shied away from any topic. Right. We never shied away from tackling anything. We did this year because I knew I couldn't have no beef. I knew I couldn't respond to disrespect, right? I knew, for lack of a better word, I couldn't be too black. What makes me sad is even in trying to adjust to be at least more of what certain people wanted, they still fired me.
It sucks that not only Ryan Clark, and he spoke about all the other people not named Ryan Clark that lost their jobs as well, right? They really depend on that to feed their families. But what stood out to me is him saying he kind of adjusted himself and changed himself and compromised himself in a way. And I want to be respectful when I say this, right? Is it worth it? Because you're battling a situation to where you can get paid to do something you love, which he stated. He loved the game of football. He loved analyzing and talking about the game of football. But you're working for an employer whose values kind of counter what your values are. You know what I mean? Your values don't align fully with the organization, with the company that you work with, right? And it's tough, man, because what do you do in that situation? Because some people would say you're selling out. And in his case, he didn't say he sold out, but he kind of adjusted himself, compromised himself. He wished he didn't because he ended up getting let go anyway. Right. So what do you do in that situation? I'm just curious. What are your thoughts on it?
It's a tough one. We could say all day that we wouldn't do what he admitted to doing. Or you in those situations, it's feeding your family, and you enjoying it enough to continue to go back, you'd be surprised what you would do. I think we should take these moments like this in his situation and try to think about that every moment of your life. And of course, you want to weigh up the value and the benefits of it. Is it worth it? Most of the time, it isn't worth it because it's not the only job that's out there. Of course, you love the game. It may be the highest
paying.
I was going to that next, it may pay good,
Yeah.
But then now you're doing it for the money. The passion kind of gets lower as the money rises. So finding that balance is key because you got to adjust to some degree, depending on where you're coming from.
It comes down to how much you are willing to compromise. Right? Like you said, the money goes up, the more you probably got to compromise. And I compare it to dating. When you're dating someone, of course, they're not going to meet 100% of everything you want in the person. How much are you willing to compromise? Just because they look great. In this case, we're going to compare it to if you value looks like that, right? We're going to compare looks to making money. So just because they look great, are you going to compromise yourself and what you believe in? And I ain't knocking him for it. That's a tough situation to be in because I get it. A lot of people dream of playing in the NFL for one, but also being able to still talk and get paid to talk about the game you love and be a part of the NFL in that way. So I get it, but how much are you willing to compromise? Obviously, some of ESPN's values do not align with Ryan Clark's, right? So can you really work for an organization if your values don't align with theirs? Is that possible?
Well, of course it's possible, but it would be tough on you every single day. Stress level high, even your anxiety could be high. And just too much you will have to pay attention to when the values and the morals isn't in line.
When I think about certain people, like a Stephen A. Smith, right? That's normally the reason, I'm not going to say excuse, the reason he gives.
Yeah.
At times, certain things get brought up, certain players. I remember Malika Andrews, it was a player that got drafted, and she brought up something that was in his earlier college years that didn't have nothing to do with draft night. And it may have been Joe Mazzulla. It was something that happened with him in college, so it was even a longer time ago. And she brought that up. And I remember Stephen A., you know, she's done that a couple of times, and other people have. And Stephen A. said, if we don't bring that up or ask those questions, the bosses are going to be like, hey, what's up? What's going on? They're going to question that. And for me, it's only so much that you can use that excuse before it's like, okay, if you continue to be employed with them, I get they're paying you a lot. In my opinion, that means you are agreeing with what their values are. If you like what you just heard, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, SNE 2.0. SNE stands for Spare No Effort. All we're trying to do is help people become the best version of themselves. So please, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and remember, spare no effort.